Welcome back to Afternoon Express. I hope that you're having a wonderful Monday afternoon so far. So being brave and courageous is not a trait that comes naturally to most children, but it is a trait that is highly beneficial for their self-esteem and, of course, their survival in their adult years. Family therapist and social worker Talia Ressel is in studio to share more on how you can help your child become a go-getter. So we are asking you on our socials, what would you like to ask Talia about raising a confident child? Don't forget to use the hashtag Afternoon Express, of course, in your comments. Welcome to the show. Lovely to have you back.
Thank you.
You know, lately you can't, read anything online or in the newspaper without seeing that children are being so much more affected nowadays by fear, anxiety, low self-esteem. Why is that happening?
Many reasons, but one that I want to focus on is I actually think that children nowadays are being more sheltered than they were before. So parents are actually taking it upon themselves to make their child happy or to try and iron out any difficulties, bumps in the road before their child gets there. And then what happens is life comes along, and as you know, it doesn't happen like that. There are bumps there, and we fall, and we have setbacks. And if we've never practiced that, we've got no resilience, no muscle in which to handle that. And so
I suppose you wouldn't know the tools on how to fix yourself from being upset or disappointed.
And they're being sold this fake idea that it's always happy or things always go your way, when in actual fact it takes hard work and it takes failure and it takes picking yourself back up again.
Yeah. I remember in an interview that someone had done with Madonna years ago, they said, out of anything that you would like to pass on to your daughter, what would it be? And she said, just self-confidence, because I think that is then the one thing that you need to snowball into so many other things in life. But as a parent, how do you teach and how do you make sure that you're teaching somebody to know bravery, to have, to be courageous, and to be self-confident? I mean, that's hard.
It's a hard one, but it's such an important one. So I think, first of all, breaking down what does it mean to be brave or to be courageous, that it's not what you see out there. Bravery is actually hard work and grit, and something I say at home with my kids is, you can't be brave without being scared. So when they come and they're getting nervous, I say, you see, if it was easy, you weren't being brave. But here, because you're a bit scared, this is how I know you're being brave. So helping them understand that bravery isn't jumping head first, not thinking about things. It's actually finding the courage to push yourself out of your comfort zone. So it's explaining what bravery is. I think trusting your gut. For a parent to teach their child to learn about their gut, to follow their gut instinct, so that can help navigate them. Because when we're courageous, when we're brave, we're vulnerable too, and it's scary. And if we only listen to the scared part, we're going to run a mile. But if we can harness listening to our gut a little bit, it gives us that courage to persevere.
When do you know, as a parent, when you're overprotective and over-caring and over-giving?
Okay, so then that's when we have to look at ourselves as a parent. Are we so afraid of our child being hurt? Like, does that motivate us that we want to protect them from any sort of badness or any sort of difficulty, let's put it that way? Then you know, listen, you're setting them up for an impossible task, and that, I think, is when it becomes unhealthy. And also for parents, actually, one of the best things they could do is model it for their child. Don't tell your child to go and be brave and courageous and you're sitting in your comfort zone and not pushing yourself further.
I think we live in an era where everybody just wants instant gratification and everybody gets instant satisfaction from everything that they do. So how do children learn then how to handle disappointment when things don't go their way?
Well, I mean, you said earlier to one of your guests, it takes 15 years to be an overnight success. And I think even more so we have to get that message across to our kids, because they are seeing instant gratification. They're seeing YouTube and Instagram celebrities that seem to have it overnight. And they just happen to pose and everything comes their way. And what we're having to show children more and more is, no, there is hard work behind that. There is years of failure, there is years of the real slog. And I think parents owe it to their children to give that balance view. Nobody is waiting out there for you, your child, to walk out there and be handed something.
Yeah. I think maybe failure also isn't punishable. It should be encouraged, because it's okay to fail, because then you learn over again. Like I think with our previous guest, he had so many different businesses that failed that eventually his last business did take off. So you must know how to handle failure.
And I'm sure he learned something at each point along the road that has helped him to today's success.
Yeah, yeah. Learning all those little lessons. So South Africa wants to know, how can they help their children to become brave and courageous? What are they saying, Pali?
Absolutely, Jeannie. So we've asked you on our socials, what would you like to ask Talia about raising a confident child? And we've got Unodumo Makaza, who asked, at what age should we start grooming our kids to be confident, Talia?
So I think we're starting out from a very young age, right from birth, you know, as they go along. But I would say for kids, note the first thing a parent can do to encourage that is when they're little toddlers and start to walk and you see them run off and then they come running back to you for that climbing onto your lap. Encourage that growth to go and explore, and then welcome them back. You can come back and then off you go again, and letting them have that confidence to explore literally their surroundings.
But now I've got a little goddaughter and she's confident and so precocious, but sometimes it's challenging when someone is so strong. So then how do you know then how to mold that?
Well, you've got to also teach about risks and responsibilities. So being courageous doesn't mean diving in head first. It's about knowing when to take that risk, when is it not appropriate, and handling when you as a caregiver says no, and I have to handle that as well.
Yeah, thank you so much. Hope we answered your questions.